From calorie count to portion sizes, we wanted to find out all the differences between Ben & Jerry's in the UK and the US. This is Food Wars. In the UK, Ben & Jerry's comes with a standard tub size of 465 millilitres, and the Coors tubs are the same size.
This little cute guy. In the US, we start with these mini tubs. They're 118 milliliters or 4 ounces. A standard US Ben & Jerry's pint is 16 ounces or 473 milliliters. And also, like in the UK, our Coors, this guy right here, is the same size as our regular pint. Our top tubs are actually slightly smaller. They are 15.2 fluid ounces or 450 milliliters.
One thing to note is that despite the two being very similar sizes, the UK does not refer to its tubs as pints. That's because pints are actually different in the UK and the US.
Here in the US, we measure our liquids using US customary measurements, which is based on an 18th century English, who cares, all right? Our pint is 16 fluid ounces.
In the UK, we use imperial measurements, which were only established in 1824 after the US had declared independence. Our pints are 568 millilitres, which is 1.2 times larger than a US pint. To illustrate the difference, I've brought in an imperial measurements measuring jug. We're going to fill it with ice cream. It just looks like the best milkshake you've ever had, honestly.
According to Target, this is 16 fluid ounces, so we're going to put this in here and see what happens.
And in case you still don't believe us, this is a British pint glass. We're going to fill this with ice cream.
There we go.
While I've got this pint in front of me, it would be kind of rude not to try, wouldn't it? Cheers.
All right. Found the walnuts.
It was going really well, then I hit a lump. I'm down to about here though. Pretty strong, I think. It's the lumps that get you, but honestly, not the worst way to eat Ben & Jerry's.
I mean, as much as I can get, then I can start eating it. How's that look?
Fun fact, this is actually how Ryan Gosling ended up gaining 60 pounds for a movie role, which he then got fired from. So it ended up being a little bit of a waste of time, but pretty effective way to pile on mass. Now, while the volume of ice cream you get in the two countries is theoretically pretty similar, one other thing we wanted to check was how much topping you get mixed in with your tub.
Here's a pint of cookie dough in the US. We've let it melt, so we're going to strain it to see how many cookie dough chunks are in a pint.
We'll do the same over here. Let's go.
Oh yeah, that ice cream is totally catching up with me right now. I swear to God if I throw up.
The style of this reminds me of the net you used to catch bugs in Animal Crossing with the little...
Here we go. Yeah, this is completely arbitrary. Here we go.
Doesn't look very appetizing when you put it like that, does it? I have to sift through this, I guess.
Yeah, these are all 1, 2.
Just another day at the office, really, isn't it?
12, 13, 14, 15.
So in a UK tub of cookie dough, we got around 33 pieces of actual cookie dough in varying sizes. While we're going into excruciating detail on the portion sizes, why not take a look at the Coors tubs as well?
Here's the same flavor in the US. Let's cut this bad boy open.
I can still eat this after I've sawn it in half. Is there any chemicals on here that are likely to kill me? We'll find out.
Ooh! No, that core doesn't go all the way. I mean, that's kind of like...
Chocolate, vanilla, salted caramel core.
Just the kid. I mean, I didn't wash the saw. Bit woody oak flavor.
Here are all the Ben & Jerry's items you'll find in the UK that you won't find in the US.
And here are most, actually half, of the US exclusive Ben & Jerry's flavors.
We'll start with this one, which is the birthday cake ice cream. I haven't actually tried this before, but apparently it's vanilla cake batter ice cream with pink frosting, strawberry swirls, and cake pieces. Americone
Dream. This is the Stephen Colbert flavored ice cream. I'm not quite sure what Steve tastes like, but looks like they got his essence in this pint. Speaking of ice cream that is person flavored, the Tonight Dough. Can you see that right there? There is absolutely no way that's his hand holding that cone. Good job on the Photoshop things, guys. The Berry Sweet Mascarpone. Another one you can only get here in the US would be something, I'll be straight up with you, as an Italian man, I'm about to say something very controversial, but this flavor, when I saw it, I was like, yuck, no, thank you, where is it? It is literally the first one in front of me. Ben & Jerry's cannoli flavored. I mean, mascarpone ice cream with fudge covered, the pastry shell pieces of mascarpone swirls.
Next up, we've got this one, which is cookie dough switch up. Next up, we've got the double chocolate cookie dough twist.
Caramel, chocolate, cheesecake. This is a no-brainer right here. I bet this one's pretty good. What's in it, you ask? Caramel cheesecake ice cream with cheesecake pieces, chocolate cookie swirls. Hell yeah, dude. This is going in the Joe pile. Cherry Garcia. They don't have Cherry Garcia in the UK. Doesn't that seem weird? This is like when everyone found out about Ben & Jerry's, I feel like. Cherry Garcia I have no idea if this was before Jerry Garcia died or in tribute of him. Chocolate, peanut butter, split. I'm gonna assume it's chocolate and peanut butter. What do you guys think? Chocolate therapy? Chocolate ice cream with chocolate cookies and swirls of chocolate pudding. Like every consistency of chocolate. The Chubby Hubby. I thought this one was like super popular. Chunky Monkey was earlier. It was banana and walnuts, and it's the one I drank. It's not sitting right. Ugh.
Next up, we've got Cone Together, which I'm guessing is a come together pun. Did the Beatles do Come Together? I'm not a Beatles guy. I just listen to Owl City, so I'm not the person to come to for classic music advice.
Cinnamon bun? Tastes like cinnamon buns. Coffee, coffee, buzz, buzz, buzz. Maybe this instead of your morning coffee. Coffee, toffee, bar crunch. Everything but the ... There's a lot of stuff in here. Give me some more. Glampfire, trail mix. Go-to cold brew? Another coffee one.
Next up, we've got Baked Alaska. Now, I've actually never eaten a proper Baked Alaska, but I presume it tastes similar to this. This has got vanilla ice cream with marshmallow swirls and white polar bears. Then we go on to the caramel choo-choo ice cream.
New York, baby. Super fudge, chunk, salted, caramel, almond. Not as many punny ones as I thought, right? Vanilla, caramel, fudge. I wonder what's in it. Milk and cookies, peanut butter half-baked. It was a combination of the two most popular ones. That's pretty smart, actually. What? This is crazy. This can't be right. Vanilla? Why don't you have vanilla in the UK?
Then our last classic tub is So Far So Good Together. I'm not sure why they needed the together. I feel like the pun works better without the together. Ben & Jerry, if you're listening, fix this.
The punchline. Showing on the roast truffles. Pistachio. Out of this swirled. Okay, now we're getting back on the puns. Strawberry cheesecake. And this isn't even all of them. In the US, you can also get flavors such as Boots on the Moon, brewed to matter, chocolate shake it, cold brew caramel latte, ice cream Sammy, Justice remixed, mint chocolate cookie, peanut butter world, red, white, and blueberry, triple caramel chunk, urban bourbon, pumpkin cheesecake, totally unbaked. That's just the regular ones. We got a lot more to go through.
We also have a few non-dairy and low-calorie exclusives in the UK. We'll start at the end with this one, which is Save Us World Now. Then we have one more non-dairy exclusive, which is this one, Cookies on Cookie Dough.
Here in the US, you can get in non-dairy form, Americone Dream and the Tonight Dough, milk and cookies, Cherry Garcia, chocolate caramel cluster, and mint chocolate cookie, caramel almond brittle, creme brulee cookie, ooh, the Netflix and chilled, peanut butter half-baked, and fish food. A few other flavors you can get in the US that you can't get in the UK, non-dairy, that I also couldn't get in the US, but I've assumed are available somewhere in this country, are the caramel sutro core, non-dairy, the coconut 7-layer bar, non-dairy, and the coffee caramel fudge, non-dairy.
Then we're on to some low-calorie options, which Ben & Jerry's calls Mouphoria. Now, this one up here is a chocolate cookie dough low-calorie version, but it's only 136 calories per 100 milliliters. Our next Mouphoria exclusive flavor is the salted caramel brownie one. The next Mouphoria exclusive we were able to get was this one, Poppin' Popcorn.
The Mouphoria light flavors you can get in the US are chocolate cookie Enlightenment, M-I-N-T. Very good, Ben & Jerry's. Chocolate milk and cookies, mocha fudge brownie, PB marshmallow.
I am slightly against the concept of low-calorie ice cream. I feel like with something like this, you just have to enjoy it as it was intended to be enjoyed, which is the proper way. If you're going to save some calories, maybe just save them elsewhere and then treat yourself, or just eat less of one of these instead of a whole tub of that. As you saw when I hacked one open with a saw, Ben & Jerry's also sells Cores ice cream, which is ice cream flavors with a core of usually some kind of caramel filling in the middle. We've only got one exclusive over here, which is this one, the Blondie Brownie Core.
We got the Cores in the US, We got a bunch of cores you can't get in the UK. The Boom Chocolata Cookie Core, Chocolate Chip Cookie Dough Core, Sweet Like Sugar Cookie Dough Core, Wake and No Bake Cookie Dough Core, Brownie Batter Core, Cookies and Cream, Cheesecake Core, Peanut Butter Fudge Core, and Salted Caramel Core. We got all 8 of them right here. In the US, we can also get these exclusive topped pints. Now, from what I understand, because I've never had one, the ice cream has a layer of topping. You used to be able to get these in the UK, but now you can't anymore. Whiskey Biz, the PB over the top, and the tiramisu. But you can also get a strawberry topped and a thick mint topped. Frozen yogurt. US Ben & Jerry's also has 2 frozen yogurt options, whereas the UK does not have any. Sorry guys, but we can get frozen yogurt versions of Cherry Garcia and Half Baked. Ice cream! All right, in the US, we got these mini tubs. You can get them in 4 flavors. I can only find one. You can get them in Americone Dream, Cherry Garcia, non-dairy caramel chocolate chunk, and non-dairy PB&J cookies. I've actually never had Cherry Garcia. Go to the palate. Ooh, that's a 10 right there, baby.
Similarly to the top tubs, we also used to be able to get mini tubs in the UK, but unfortunately they were recently discontinued. Outside of tubs of ice cream, Ben & Jerry's also has some no spoon needed options in the UK. This is an exclusive one right here, which is a cookie dough piece pop.
We do not have the no spoon options, but we do have the pint slices. You can get them in the forms of Amazement, Americone Dream, Cherry Garcia, Chocolate Chip Cookie Dough, Chocolate Fudge Brownie, and the Tonight Dough.
The final no spoon needed exclusive we have here in the UK is this one, which is salted caramel cookie dough chunks.
Cookie dough chunks, we got them too! And these are some of the exclusive cookie dough chunk bags from Ben & Jerry's you can get in the US. You got the sugar cookie dough, as I mentioned earlier, half baked, 6 ounces for some reason. All the other ones are 8. I don't know why they did that. The chocolate chip cookie dough and peanut butter chocolate chip cookie dough. You can also get the Tonight Dough, Cinnabon Dough, gingerbread cookie dough, and a vegan chocolate chip cookie dough. One US exclusive Ben & Jerry's item that people, I assure you, I tried to get my hands on it in time for the shooting, just couldn't happen. Ben & Jerry also has 2 dog flavor ice creams. Now, they're not flavored like dogs, they're flavors for dogs. The doggy desserts is what they're calling them. And the 2 flavors are Poochie's Mix and Rosie's Batch. So unfortunately, no doggo wars this episode, but here are the pictures of Paul and Luda. Here's a picture of ice cream. Can someone in graphics make it look like they're eating the ice cream?
Quick clarification before we start the nutrition section. Ice cream is kind of tricky to quantify because sometimes it's referred to by weight and other times by volume.
It is because the containers are all the same size, yes, but the density of ice cream can vary. So overall, seems the fairest way to measure is by weight.
In the UK, Ben & Jerry's provides its nutritional information per 100 grams, whereas in the US, they do it per serving size, which is around 141 or 142 grams, depending on which type of ice cream you have. So if we divide the US serving by 1.41 or 1.42, we should get a roughly equivalent figure. Got it?
Let's start with what is officially the most popular Ben & Jerry's flavor in the United States. That is this, the half-baked. 100 grams of USA's half-baked contains 262 calories, 13.4 grams of fat, 7.8 of which are saturated fat, 31.9 grams of carbs, 25.5 grams of sugar, and 90 milligrams of sodium.
100 grams of UK half-baked contains the following: 264 calories, 13 grams of fat, 8.1 grams of which is saturated, 32 grams of carbs, of which 27 grams are sugar, and 84 milligrams of sodium. So it looks like the UK's is actually higher in saturated fat, carbs, calories, and sugar, although the US edges us on total fat and sodium.
What is the most calorific flavor in the US, you ask? Turns out it is the peanut butter cup. I couldn't find it. This magically delicious peanut butter cup flavored Ben & Jerry's ice cream that is somewhere in this country. 100 grams of it contains the following: 330 calories, 23.3 grams of fat, 12.6 of those are saturated fat, 25.3 grams of carbs, 22.5 grams which are sugar, and 126 milligrams of sodium.
The same ice cream in the UK contains 310 calories, 21 grams of fat, of which 12 grams is saturated, 24 grams of carbs, of which 23 grams are sugar, and 176 milligrams of sodium.
This time, we edge the UK on calories, fat, saturated fat, and carbs, while they beat us on sugar and sodium.
Now these 100-gram figures don't seem so bad, but bear in mind that they are for less than one serving. Realistically, I'm eating a whole tub of this while cuddled up in my blankets depressed watching Netflix.
If you were to eat a whole pint of the peanut butter cup ice cream, don't. The stats do not look good for you. Two figures to watch out for would be the 270% of your daily saturated fat allowance and almost 200% of your daily sugar. Ugh.
Here are the numbers for a full tub of peanut butter cup in the UK. Keep in mind that our tub is a tiny bit smaller than the US one, but overall we are still better off than them in most of the metrics. Here is everything that's in a tub of Ben & Jerry's half-baked in the UK.
US. Cream, liquid sugar,
water,
which is sugar, and water.
condensed
Skimmed milk, water,
wheat
sugar,
flour, brown
wheat
sugar,
flour.
Cocoa powder, free-range egg yolk, butter, fully refined soybean oil, fat-reduced cocoa powder, eggs, invert sugar, cocoa nuts, molasses, dried egg white, vanilla extract, stabilizers, lime and carrot salt, cocoa butter, natural vanilla and brown sugar flavorings, natural flavoring, emulsifier, lecithin, cauliflower, originated sodium bicarbonate.
Seamless.
These are actually pretty much identical lists, so good job, Ben & Jerry. There's also nothing in there which you should be particularly concerned about, and this is kind of in line with Ben & Jerry's overall philosophy about sourcing ingredients.
According to the Ben & Jerry's website, they boast that their ice cream is non-GMO, fair trade, and cage-free. And they do seem to live up to that. All you Food Wars heads watching this episode know that we always have to deal with artificial flavors that are okay in the US but not allowed in the European Union. But the ones that Ben & Jerry use are actually made with natural colors like vegetable juice, spirulina, and turmeric.
So while what's in the ice cream might not be too interesting, what's outside it is actually worth pointing out.
In the US, the Ben & Jerry pints do come in a cardboard tub that is polyurethane plastic on both sides.
In the UK, however, they've actually stopped coating the outside of the tubs, which makes them more widely recyclable.
Ben & Jerry's have said that it is their goal to replicate this in the US at some point this year, which would save 79,000 pounds of plastic a year. That's it. Got it.
How much chocolate do I have on my face?
Ice cream.
That looks like my cat after he's had an upset stomach, you know? A little present he'll leave on the carpet.